Hi, this is my disclaimer. In spite you may wonder why I'm doing a disclaimer at the beginning of my video. Seeing I'm trying a new project, a new kind of show if you may, even if it's only a one-off. The new disclaimer that I am providing here is to those fabulous people who put lovely pictures of which I use not for profit, not for gain, just for entertainment, purely only for entertainment. And I like to share I like to share what I like to see, and I'd like to share that with people. So any materials that I may use in all of my videos, particularly this one, as there's going to be more of, there's a possibility that I may accidentally use material that has got a copyright that I haven't put a disclaimer on. So for that I can only apologise, and if they are truly private or confidential or all the above, then maybe you should be removing them off the mode for free tabloids, because I've been using free tabloids for many decades, including some of the earlier stuff of which I've had suddenly a copyright. Now I did do this on an earlier show, stating now if it's copywritten, even with the apps that we pay for, and I'm guilty of sin for paying for apps because I like some of the stuff you can get to make an entertainment to its full value, so people can watch with a bit of luck and enjoy my stuff. So on this disclaimer, for any materials of which that I may use, I can only but apologise and express my concerns that, well, if it is a problem, then maybe in some cases, now that sounds nasty but it's not meant, in some cases you should probably take it with the provider that you're using to say, look, you know, I've not given permission or authorization to use this material free for non-prescribed pictures and media that people may use or not use. So again, including the stuff that I use, I'm not going to go and hold someone up against some kind of crazy invisible wall or force field or any sort of that crazy stuff in whatever sort of view you may take. It is literally, it's there. All that I do is literally and 100% not for gain. It's just for pure entertainment. I hope you enjoy these videos, and I hope you enjoy many more, and on most occasions please subscribe and give me a thumb up. Knock them dead, and hope you enjoy all of this. Catch you in a bit. Till the next time. See you on the other side. Till then, see you soon. Everybody, now here's something you didn't know and I wanted to share. Now remember, bearing in mind, I am no scientist. You're wondering what this writing is on the board? Well, if you go to number one is, what's this thing with UAPs? So we're going to look briefly on the UAP observation and my analysis, maybe. And then after we've looked at that, we're going to go to number two, which analyzes the moon and all the myths hidden behind the moon. Then finally we'll finish off this evening with the fact that we're going to be discussing Earth and the sun and general basic immediate space. So I hope you enjoy, and let's take it out there. Let's go in there now. I've got to use so I can change signs and stuff. God, giving it away already. Huh. Now the view you're going to see now on this screen, this, I don't know where it's generated from, but here was what started maybe the beginning of a mysterious flying item, or as we now commonly know as USB, hear me. See, I'm not a scientist, UAP. But anyway, this is what starts the whole ball rolling on where we're going to try and touch. Now, UAP, one will ask, looking at this black and white picture, you analyse it and look at this and thinking, what is it? Well, from the size and from the angle, with the lights bellowing out, could it be actually a trick of the eye using the peripheral vision? I think that's the word they call it. I never get that part right. Where it is where we think we see something when yet over the horizon there's some event going on and there's a hill there. As you can see, it's within a hill. It's within a closed area. So if it truly is a UAP, how did it get there? Where did it generate? You look at it, you've got lights streaming out from there and there, and basically you're looking at it and thinking, I can't work what that is. So anyway, we'll now flick over to the next view and then we'll talk more about this straight. So now we're looking at a phenomenon which you would class as a UAP. Here you've got a blue horizon sky, as you can see, and right on the angle there, I don't know am I covering it, but there you'll see the image that was captured on someone's camera or someone's media filmer. Now with that, you think, now we could interpret that clearly because it looks of what it's claiming to be, that this is a UAP going either up or down, it's in an angle and it's going somewhere. Or could it possibly be, now again using the vision that our mind's eye would interpret, like for argument's sake, you see a a nice puke stain on the floor and you look at it, especially if you've had a few. No, I haven't, but if you have, you look at it and you're thinking, my God, that looks like oh my God, it is God. Well, not necessarily saying it is, but whatever your opinions. But in my opinion, which sometimes is diagnosed as what people do misinterpret, they misidentify, same as with the subject I'm going to touch on, and another show is this one, and I get all the thumbs up, goes okay. Now, if this goes okay, it's brilliant, but we're not going to talk about that. Let's carry on with today's subject. But anyway, here's the UAP, and it's there, and we're looking at it, and we're thinking, well, which direction is it? Could it be a mark on the camera? Without me physically magnifying it, and well, I'm only a mere human. I can't do a great deal. I'm not that wealthy, so I have to make do with what I've got. So bear with me, and I hope I ain't boring you. We're using lots of boards, but there is something I'm going to throw in which I don't know, will it work? It might. I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, let's roll on. I'm going to change the other sketch to something that you might just... Yeah, well, here we go. Surprising enough, no, I was wrong. It was see, even I'd have to organise myself a bit better. But anyways, but you look at here now, this distinctively disguises that shadow we see in the top corner there. Now you're looking at it, I can see something, but you can't see it clearly. But you can see a mark running atop the above screens, which does state that could this possibly be a UAP? And if so, why is it where it is? And is it just was the person capturing it as an hover, or was it an actual filming? Unfortunately, I've only got the still photos, thanks to the people who supplied me with some of these images. Many thanks to those. And we're looking at it carefully. I mean, you can just mystify the shape very carefully. Could that really be a UAP, or is it simply either another mark on a camera's lens, or is it truthfully something that the camera's just shot past and it's caught as a mark, or is it just a dark cloud? Again, with the mind interpreting it as it is, it gets quite a judge for yourself. My next one is one of the recent events that people are seeing more regular, especially over in places like America or Russia and places in that part of the earth. And now this is one of the most common. I do believe a place called, forgive me if I'm not allowed to use this, Skinwalker's Ranch. I think they've caught that on a number of their things. Now, I'd recommend that show is a good show, one of the ones I follow. But anyway, this one in particular, have a good look at it, and you interpret what I'm going to be telling you. You make your own decision on that. But anyway, here goes. Yeah, I'll point out in a minute. Anyway, God, I ain't got much room in my screen. Ooh. Anyway, as you'll see in a minute, this screen, it's like a globe. And it is actually flying. This one I know was flying because I saw the aerial phenomenon on it. I mean, I'd love to be able to show you guys that particular phenomenon because you'd be amazed. I know I was. And anyway, with this phenomenon, I found that the way it moved, suddenly it was moving fast. You can imagine this. It was moving fast, like a big marble was just thrown. Then it stood still briefly. And then before I knew it, it vanished. It kind of blinked. But on closer analysing, which I'm going to show you, there's something else within this globe, silver dome globe thing. And you'll see carefully. Let's go and change that screen again. Now this is a closer thing, and here's my magic. I've got to try my magic. I'm not going to knock it. But if you see, I've done a line. Now you look inside there. Now, how would anyone interpret that? God, I do wish this would work out bigger, this screen. So you look at it there, and it's right up at an angle. Can't mistake it. But you look carefully. Now, how would your vision tell what that is? Is there something really in the centre? Or is it just a trick of the light or reflection of other light sources that give us the image that right here is what we may class as maybe the driver, the pilot of this Bulgarian. It's certainly big enough, and it's the closest I can get to looking at it, and said carefully into it, and then with that particular thing, be all fairness, it looks like a washing machine. I mean, God, I can almost see me washing going around and around and around. And that I don't know about you, well, that's the way I look at it. So, is this really analysing? And I've just thought about this. Now, is this really the same item that we captured, or that somebody captured on the shows that I watch, or is it some magical trick of a camera? It's literally maybe a washing machine of some sort. I know clearly we've all got to come to our own conclusions of, it's round, it's on an angle, it's looking down as such, inside there appears to be something, inside there appears to be something in it. So, anyway, to the next. Now, the one I'm going to show you now is one of the most famous images. It was caught by a couple of American air pilots. Now, everybody hears about this one. It was one of the things that America's agency released for us all to, say, look, no more closure, no more classified. We've unclassified this item. It was actually a true event. It took 3 pilots, apparently. I can't remember the names. Haven't got permission to use their names, but we can use the image, I hope. And here you'll find what would appear to be, well, you judge for yourself. You go, well, this particular sketch here, as I said, this is the one I was telling you about. Now you look at it, it looks like a spinning wheel of some sort, doesn't it? I mean, you look at it and you follow it around. This was actually live, this was taken from live footage that the aircraft, one of the aircrafts picked up on their camera, because every jet, mostly I should imagine, including our Air Force, have cameras. So it's to prove the aerial phenomenon. What they're actually seeing is actually what they're seeing. And now let's have a closer look at this picture. I'm going to change the sketch again, and now you have a look and you judge. There you go. This is good, isn't it? It's hard. But anyway, on this section here, as you can see, if you go to the lower part of this screen, just there, you've got the thing. That's the angle the craft was flying. So as you can tell, the craft was coming in on an angle, and this spinning top thing appeared. As you can see, it's there and it's appearing. I mean, I should have done this with what I did with the other. Would I be able to see that maybe clearer? Well, you can't see a lot because it's a black picture, because it's black and white. Who knows, that may be how it was detected, how it was made on, from the surveyor and the camera on that particular aircraft. But I'd love to have been able to capture that live, and I'd be able to show you. This went on for some time. This because it was the Air Force. Apparently, what I can get the gist of, they were alerted, and they were alerted with this particular thing. It hit their airspace. So there was 3 jets. This is what I've heard. Were launched out, and with the 3 jets, they boom were meant to. They should have been trying to capture this item on. Should have tried to get capture of this particular item. But with much further ado, all they were able to do, because it moved so fast, it was even faster. The planes were finding it, the jets were finding it difficult to keep up. So all they were able to do is, as you can see, that angle, I think it's angle. Anyway, that's what it was doing. It was going, you could see it was moving where they were trying to capture it. And as they were doing it, it was moving faster and faster away. It would have been something, when I saw the live show, I'd recommend it on most of the UAP phenomenon shows that are on YouTube, like this will be, I hope, and have the same effect. And you'll probably be able to see this very same sketch. It's there, and the whole story of that, in fact, is brilliant. So again, judge for yourself. And one would ask, what is going to be next? One of my most favourite things, are we at a level where we may, or maybe, if there is intelligence further outside the solar sphere, the solar system even, are they trying to get in touch with us? I mean, we can only but dream of the next sketch. This one's my favourite. Well, testing. This one's my favourite. It makes you wonder, could that be the future? That we don't have spaceships, we have crafts that go to space, do whatever it is, investigating other planets, a bit like the Trekkie fantasy world. But imagine if some of that stuff is true, or was true, would we see this picture being reality? Now, if that would be the case, what a fine world this might turn out to be. But now let's go back to now the other phenomenon that we find, before we touch the moon briefly, was there was something recently picked up on the, from NASA and I think it's SETI or whatever they call themselves. It gives you this, I know that much. And what it was, they were getting a mysterious signal. They couldn't find out what the signal was. It was coming somewhere, and the I think it was the James Webb camera thing caught this, and what they couldn't analyse, has it come from somewhere or is it coming from somewhere? They couldn't decipher, was this either a natural phenomenon in space, a spatial phenomenon, or is it an actual signal? Because the signal is so irregular at this moment in time that we're not in, we ain't got equipment delicate enough to try and interpret it. And this is what they reckon. Another clip, my favourite bits. Like before, when I tried another one of these, the old wife rang. Well, she's off now. But anyway, where was we? Ah, yeah, that was it. Now here is a good example. Here's a good example here. As you can see, this is, you've got a star, a universe that's got a pulsar star. That's why you see the strand coming up and the strand coming down. And that is where they think the signal possibly is originating from. Which makes sense, because the pulsars either end, the top and bottom, it's as if it's sucking the material in from space and it's launching it out from underneath. And imagine the rays and the gamma stuff and all the other atoms and that are getting disrupted within this one universe where this pulsar star is. Because it looks like it's going straight in like a spear, in and out, as you can see. It's like it's going into a star with a dirty great ring around it. But the ring actually is actually a solar system, where that big, about 10 times, no, 100 times, no, I think it's nearly as big as Betelgeuse, this particular pulsar, which another thing we'll discuss another time if this works. Hopefully a lot better than it did. I'll have a bit more technology, I hope. But anyway, enough of that. This is meant to be a documentary. But anyway, with this, you've got that going on. Now, imagine each jet of them lights, it may not be a turner, because some of these pulsars, they spin on their axis. So you'd see it where it is now, and next time you'd see it probably going around that way or that way. So imagine it's spinning many, many billions of revolutions an hour, and therefore there must be setting some sound from where all the atoms and neutrons go through and out of the heliosphere, the helium that's built up within it, and the heat and generated whatever you want to call it. I can't think of the word. See, I'm not a scientist. But I think you get the gist. And that's what's going on in space out there. The origin of that we're still investigating, obviously, as astronomers. Now, I'm a novice astronomer. That's why I try and put my knowledge that I can remember into practice to share it with everybody out there. But anyway, this is where most of the people think the science is coming from, this thing here. Now, I don't know. It may be, it may not. The scientists are trying to answer that question. The other option is, now, our neighbouring solar system, there's an exoplanet. Now, an exoplanet is a planet that's many Earth sizes. It's within a star's area of habitation. It's within that area, but its revolutions are somewhat different. Now, the other theory is, and I'll show you that now, what I'm talking about. There's no point me telling you about it unless you see what I'm trying to show. And here it is. Now, as you can see, this is what they believe through, obviously, the James Webb camera. That, It begins with P anyway. It's gone out of my head now. What do they call it? It was on there a few minutes ago. But anyway, there's this exoplanet. This is an exoplanet. Proxy. Proxy, that was it. This is Proxy B. It's within the habitable zone of, see that little thing at the top there? That's the star. It's in the habitable zone of that star. Now they even believe, the scientists even believe, that that strange signal that we're getting over here on Earth is possibly, maybe, from Proxima B. Now if that's the case, does this mean that UAPs are not just an imaginary thought of wishful thinking on behalf of us humans? That maybe not, I don't know. Have we really got things? I mean, a closer look at the star would be, I'm going to show you that now. You might see another clip of the a bigger picture of Proxima B within its star. But this is the other thing. It's a white dwarf that I'm going to show you next. Now with this white dwarf, that also emanates a low frequency signal on the FM frequencies as well as all the multiple other frequencies. I'll show you that in a minute. As you can see, it's brighter than a normal sun. It's brighter even than our sun. This is what they call a white star. Now with this white star, it also generates, as I said earlier, generates frequencies of sound, which maybe here on Earth we're picking up, and is interpreted as something. I mean, you can see it, look how bright that is. Now imagine if I didn't dim this picture, how bright that would actually be if this was actually out there and we were out there almost touching that. Well, we wouldn't be able to get close because we'd be literally broken down to atoms before we get near it. The reason why it sends out signals is literally, I'll show you one of the other theories they're working with, why this star is also sending possible signals that we're interpreting as something else. Here's what I'll show you now. Now you're going to see another picture of this star, and you'll see what I mean, because I've tried to highlight the magnetic field, and I'll explain that when you see it. And there you have it. Now as you can see, you've got the same white star, literally the same white star, but I've tried to highlight the fact that this star spins. Now each spin, like the pulsar, is generating low frequency, high frequency sounds. Now each one of those is what's believed to be its magna field swirling around, up and over and around. Now imagine if you were in that system. It doesn't generate much heat, even though you can see clearly how bright that really is. But what I'm trying to show there is what the signals may very well be. These strands of magnetic field that is generated through our solar system, literally like a low frequency sound, a hum in some cases. Now this is what we may be picking up. It's what the scientists think they are picking up, but it is inconclusive about what exactly that is. But anyway, as I was saying to yourselves, now this is all that the UAP's done. Now let's have a quick chat about our favourite, my lovely bit that I wanted to do, which I'm looking forward to telling you, because I hope it works. I hope I can remember everything. Ooh, might do. Now, the grand finale. Here, as you can see, smaller. Let's try to interpret the sounds. See this? This here is our lovely, lovely moon. Our main body we've first visited. Yes, it's come off in orange because it's the best way I could get a picture of it. Now, the funny thing is with the moon. Now, the moon has got its part within our immediate vicinity. Yes, it's in the habitable zone, but there's no atmosphere. It's literally a barren rock, but not rock. Now, there's many conspiracy theories and theorists who say on the contrary of what could be in the moon. Now, a lot of conspiracy theories say this lovely thing we call our moon that covers our seas, our tides, our weathers, moods of many people and certain species. This one thing does all of that. Who'd be amazed that this does that? But it does. And now, one of the other theories which holds water where I'm concerned is we don't do much exploration on the moon because the sand is so fine that the gravity is 5%. That's it, 5%. So you jump and you can go very, very high. Either way, not very good. But with this, there's also, it's believed, which sounds and wears water with me, but you can judge your own on that. The sand on the moon itself, we're showing it as red, unfortunately. It's a darker grey. It is quite white. Depends on where the sun is reflecting on it. And anyway, it's believed that the sand on the moon tends to clog up some machinery, and it does cause, it's got a high toxicity, acidity thing that could cause trouble with vehicles, treads. It can generally cause complicated mechanical problems, even though there is no atmosphere, even though the gravity is like 5%. But you can imagine, we had our space buggy on there. It's kicking up this stuff. Now the rumour was that when they came back to Earth, there was slight deterioration of the materials that was used within a moon. So to me, that sounds more viable. Why? One of the main reasons we don't go there, and the fortune it probably costs when we're so busy investigating the vaster universe and space with all the various new pieces we've got. I mean, I'm loving to do a bit on Mars, which I will do if this goes okay. That'd be challenging. Oh yeah. Oh. But anyway, back to the moon. Or there, wait, if you like it. The moon. And now back to the conspiracy side. Now people are saying the moon, this sandy block, is hollow inside. What? Yeah, they're saying it's hollow. Now that is too deep as conspiracy theory. I'd love to know what our colleagues in Japan have done. I think Japan have gone there or China have gone there. I'd love to know what they've found where they've tried to go to the darker side of the moon. Because that would be interesting. But no, again, I have to disagree. There is no way that this globe that controls moods, weather, seas, and many other things that go on in being existing is hollow inside. I mean, an army base, an alien base. Go away! Not in the nose. That might hurt. Well, that might hurt. I don't want to knock it for 6. But off taxes wouldn't go well. But anyway, sorry, I have to throw a bit of this in. Bit of banter. Yeah, so yeah, that's one of the theories. They say that our moon is hollow and it's alien base. Hence why the Yanks never went back there. Sorry, I mean the Americans. I do apologise, America. I didn't mean to offend. I won't tell you don't. Yeah, basically, this is what I do. Now let's analyse. Now let's leave the moon. Now that's all I can really say on the moon. There's not much happens on the moon that I know, apart from it's big. It can be very bright. Believe it or not, is believed to quiver, so it goes that way a bit, or that way. Well, it quivers, so it's said. Same as, well, the next clip will be interesting, because it's, guess what? Our home. Yeah. What a pretty marble, eh? Look at the beauty. Shall I got it spinning? Because that would be really nice. What a beauty, eh? Who would want to dispute such beauty? And why do we want to destroy it? But with the racing of the moon and the tides, they literally, that's why I've done it together. That's why you had the moon and now we've got our planet Earth. Planet with billions of lives upon it. Oceans that we still have yet to actually fully investigate. And its place in the habitable zone is a miracle. But is that the only miracle? I mean, we're on forever searching how big our planet is. I mean, it is a beautiful planet. This is what it's believed. It ain't fully round, though many images you see of Earth, they're showing it as round. It actually isn't. Even though over the years as we twirl around, I've done this on one of my other shows. Imagine our universe, it's not staying still. Our universe is forever expanding. So as it expands and we move around our many strands and many arms of our solar system, and only our solar system, not the universe, just our solar system, we're but just a small inkling within a bigger universe, a bigger picture. Yes, now the James Webb, it's dictated it's gone as far as 400 plus billion years of the beginning of space. Wow. So when you look at the Earth in its glory, to think, we thought once we were alone, and this non-spherical body within our solar system is not fully round, and it's forever turning slowly. And like anything else, it goes from where it is slowly up again. We do wobble, and during that wobble we do get tilt. Now everyone says this is where I change the subject a little bit, but it's still, what's this got to do with space? What has it got to do? And the sun, as we'll explain in a minute, which is the embodiment of life in this habitable zone, doesn't necessarily mean that something this beautiful ain't anywhere else. There is many exoplanets which are smaller or bigger that still retain planets, unlike Pluto, another planet we'll discuss at a later date if this works okay. And well, the thing I find is as we're moving and people are saying, oh, it's temperature change. I mean, yeah, all right. What doesn't help? Nuclear testing. But I'm no politician. I'm no scientist. I did astronomy in school. That's a very long time ago. I've retained some of my knowledge, but it's a bit shattered now and a bit broken. I have to rely on everything we see on the media these days. Hopefully this will be one of those many things that people will enjoy on the media. I really do hope so, because it would be nice to shed my strange opinion, my strange knowledge and understanding, and share that. To give us another view, if you may, on the origins of Earth, the Moon, UAPs, our Sun, our universe. And that's just this universe. They say there's many more universes outside the hemisphere, the solar sphere. I can't think of the other thing they call it, the big balloon that's around us, where now Voyager 1 and 2 have left. But either way, the universe is vast and forever expanding. And with its expansion, we are changing our position. This planet is changing its position in configuration with its other planets. Again, we'll discuss that at a later show, if this show goes okay. But anyway, let's move on and let's now focus on the biggest limelight of life as we know it. Yep. There's a quick one of there's our Earth, our lovely little marble, and there is our next subject, just there. So we're there. Oh, sorry, it's here and we're there. What would I? Oh, I lost my head there. Oh, that's it. Good, isn't it? The sun's there and we're there. Our marble we call Earth, with nice shade where it's turned in the hemisphere. Now the sun, you look at it now, and over the generations, the decades, the millennia, gradually it's been, it's getting black spots. Now scientists have been very worried about that because the sun is built up with hydrogen. God, I can't remember it all. It's got hydrogen in it. It's got neurons in it. It's got atoms upon atoms, all racing like maniacs, like that. The way my hands are going. Imagine this is going on in our sun all the time. We have cracks within its face, which on the next sketch you'll see an example over, as you can see. Now you're thinking it's not round. No, it's not round. Because see the glow around our sun. This is our sun as we know it is at present. Now all this glow outside is where some of its skin is leaking. Well, it's not skin, it's the interior, the neurons, the radiation, the atoms, they're seeping out, gamma rays. The list is long, and on the next show I'll discuss that. We'll pick it up from probably more on the sun, and I'll have more info for that. But as you look at the way the sun is and see those brighter cracks and the dark, as you can see, they class all them dark spaces on our glorious star, the sun, as sunspots. You'll find these on many, many stars at this earlier and a young age, of which our very sun is. And of course, I'm going to have to change these. I think I'm coming up to one of my magic tricks. Well, one has to do. But then we come to this image. As you can see, if we got this close to the sun, it would burn us within seconds. The heat alone is billions upon millions of Celsius hot in all the various things. The glows around the sun are smaller, like volcano eruptions, which aren't fully solar flares. They are just eruptions of where certain gases and helium, carbon. Well, as I said earlier, I'm no scientist. I'm not even in astrology, but I do have an interest. I'm only using this with what I know, and as best as I can put it. I do make mistakes, and I'm sure you probably laugh at it and notice it. But anyway, back to this. When you look at this, even when you come around this angle, whew, that is hot and bright. We wouldn't even be able to look at it. It's never recommended, even if we were just, within the distance of Mars. We wouldn't be able to look directly at the sun because it would probably blind us. And if the Martian atmosphere doesn't kill us, the blindness would, or the radiation that generates from our lovely star. But we'll talk more about Mars and other such matters maybe later on, if this should happen to take a go. Or at least finish this show. Oh man, it should have been done ages ago. But anyway, back to normality. Ouch. The sun is very hot. Very, very hot. But where was we? I'm totally thrown now. Yeah, basically, as you go into the next pictures, you'll find we're seeing more images of solar flares. And I can change the glasses now. We've finished with the bright. That's better. I know it's very rude me turning around to my table and sorting my glasses out, but hey, it is what it is. So anyway, God, how can I do a serious show when I get interrupted by my dear darling wife? I don't know. But anyway, where was we? And as you can see, the star, our sun, with all its solar flares, well, not solar flares, sunspots, and all the Illuminati that comes out of that. Amidst all of that is ultraviolet. You'll find radiation and other compounds we're yet still trying to discover. I'm quite sure, because we don't know everything about the sun, but we do know it's one big giant of helium, gas, neutrons, all mixy. And that's all I can say on the matter. I certainly wish I was better. And by the way, if you remember this one here, if you remember it clearly, I called it a white dwarf. I do apologise. I realised that I was wrong. It's not a white dwarf. What it actually is a neutron star. Yeah. So I do apologise for that oversight on that image. So anyway, let's have one last view at the glorious sun as it is, what we see here on Earth. Wow, that is bright. I should say, wow, that is bright. Looking up there, I meant to be showing you my screen. Yeah, that is bright. And, well, one last view of where the sun, Earth and the moon are. And there you have it. Well, I hope you liked this short bit of info in spite the interruptions, which no doubt everyone out there will have a giggle. But as I said, give us all the thumbs up on this. Give us some live comments. You can catch me now on, as it states, you can catch me on DMSI Instagram, DMSI tweet, that's DMSI22, DMSI tweet, and Martin Mitchell on Facebook. So you've got 3 other means now to contact me. Of course, yes, you can make comments here on your screen if you're watching it via your phone, I believe, or a computer. I don't know. So I hope you all enjoyed that, and I'm sure if this does go okay, I'll be doing the next show sometime in the not too distant future. I mean, we've got a lot more to talk about. Mars for starters. That's just a starter. Forget the sun. We've done all I can think of on the sun. Yeah, we might even touch a bit of Betelgeuse and various other items of which you may find interesting or not. You know, the structures in space, there's many of them. Exoplanets, I might even consider doing those. Remember, we've got the proxy B and proxy C question. At a later time, I'll introduce that on another show. So, till then or not, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope I ain't confused too much. And I will catch you all, maybe, on another side. Ta-da!